Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we can get started. Let's see, it is 6:21 right now. So we do have some time, about 9 minutes till market open. So let me just finish setting this up. Once everything's all set up, we can get started with everything here. So let me just finish getting this right here. We're good off that. Solid. Once I get this done, I'll send out the link for you guys here in the premium. So let's see, today is September 10th. Man, it's crazy. This year is literally flying by. I feel like every week it feels like it's already halfway through the entire month. So we're getting to fall. So the market is starting to smoothen out a little bit, which is great. But it still isn't there just yet. So let me just finish getting this out right here. We'll send out to everyone right there. So that looks good. Other than that, let me just finish setting this up right here. All right, so I'm starting to allow people into the room. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys had a great week so far. I'm going to check the news real quick to see if there's anything that's actually going off today before we start analysis. So let me just pull up FOREX Factor real quick, refresh this. Today's Friday, September 10th. This morning we have, we just had news that just passed actually. So we had news at 5:30, which was Canadian news, high impact. And then we have US PPI and core PPI about an hour ago as well. So I'm not sure how much that affected the market. It was positive news, but looking at US 30 over here, it's still just been going sideways. It hasn't really made a difference at all, even after that news has been updated. So let me just go ahead and update this real quick, and then we can start with our analysis of the technicals. All right, everything looks good here for the most part. Got this started right there. All right, cool. Morning, Sam. Morning, John. Morning, Marcus. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jeffrey. Let's see. Morning, Peter. Morning, Shane. Morning, Matt. Morning, Maria. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Dean. Morning, Esther. Morning, everybody. So yeah, just like I mentioned, guys, today is Friday. There's not really much news today, so the market might be a little slow. We'll confirm the technical bias over here. Obviously, on the 10-minute, we have a bullish bias. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots. Trend meter is neutral right now, so it's not very strong, but it is bullish. Same with the 3-minute over here. It's bullish because price is above the pivots, but the trend meter is blue. So you guys can see right here, price has just been going sideways. There's really no bias right now. It's not bullish or bias. It's not bullish or bearish. It's just, if you look at the basics as to where price is going, it's currently bullish. And the reason for that is because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green right here on the 1-minute. But overall, it's kind of just going sideways. If you were to just draw, a range right here, you can see that price isn't really going anywhere. It's literally just going back and forth within, within this area right here. So we'll see what happens when the market opens, because the fundamentals will let us know exactly where price is going. Looking over here at the futures data, it's refreshing this. It's bullish. It's up 168 points. So there's no reason for anyone to think that it's bearish right now. But we'll have to wait and see what happens when the market actually opens, because when the market opens, then the actual fundamentals will open for the day. This is for the future. So this is 24 hours from yesterday, 24 hours yesterday until today. It's been bullish. It's been up 170 points, but right now, looking at everything else, it's, it doesn't really have the direction because it's just going sideways. But we'll see what happens when the market opens in 5 minutes. Also looking at retail sentiment, it hasn't really changed at all, right? Yesterday it was at 51%, 52%. It's still at 51% right now. So there's really no reason for us to have any really strong bias one way or the other. Right now, in general, the market is just it's just neutral. And you guys can see here, just clear. If I take out all the indicators off right here, price is literally going sideways, right? If I turn everything off, it's literally going sideways. So if we don't have any direction on market open, I'm probably not even going to trade today because there's no point in us trading if price hasn't really set its direction, right? But it's probably going to break out in the next 4 minutes when the market does open at 6:30. Price will either spike up or it'll spike down, and then we can determine if it follows for the fundamentals. If the fundamentals do follow, then we can possibly trade in that direction. Otherwise, I usually don't trade on Fridays. I'm just here to analyze the charts for you guys. If I do see something good, I'll take it. But for the most part, there's really no confirmation here at all. No confirmation for a buy, no confirmation for a sell. So we'll see what happens when the market opens. We got about 3 minutes now. 6:27, market's opening at 6:30. Once we get that, we'll see what happens next. So scroll up real quick. Morning RJ, morning Abraham, morning Van Harwig, morning David, morning Delmas, morning Lamar, morning Rav, morning Dean, morning everybody. So yeah, let's see. Dean said kind of looks like it's a descending consolidation. Maybe we'll see a pump and dump. No, exactly. You could probably see that, Dean. That's why I'm going to wait for the fundamentals to confirm it before we take any trades. Morning Tommy, morning Amira, morning Bobby, morning Riga, morning everybody. So market's opening in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So once we have that, we can look at the our main indication today will be the fundamentals, because the retail sentiment is just it's not one-sided or the other right now. It's only 51%, so we can't really use this tool today or at all this entire week. I think next week it'll probably start moving directional as we enter the fall. As we enter the fall, volatility should start to pick up. I'm sure you guys have noticed that over the past couple of days, right? So like from yesterday over here, it's starting to pick up. It's starting to move like at least 1,000 pips. So yesterday at 6:30, market opened right here. And from this point, it pushed up well over 2,000 pips, right? That's not normal during the summer. During the summer, it's pushing like maybe 500 to 600 pips. And that allows us to take that little breakout around that time. But now we can probably start to take the daily entry, because if you guys can see here, the daily entry is actually this red candle right here. So what we look for the daily entries, we look for the first valid K2 momentum signal after market open. And if you were to take this trade right here, this would have been a straight full TP for 1,500 pips right there. And it didn't even take that long. It took about an hour to reach 1,500 pips. So as we start to move into the fall, the market starts to pick up a bit. We're going to be able to, possibly use our older strategies that we used during the fall. So as you guys can see right here, when we first started our analysis, I said it was going to be bullish, right? And look what happened here, straight bullish move up here. So Jeffrey, I did see how you mentioned that it was a short. I'm not curious. Why did you think it was a short? Because when we first opened the chart, I mentioned it was going to be bullish, but you said it was going to be short. And here you can see it's obviously pretty bullish. It played out exactly how we anticipated when I first analyzed the chart. I'm just curious. Like, I'm not trying to go against your analysis, but I'm just wondering, why did you say it was going to be short? Because it did the complete opposite here. And went from our analysis, it was bullish from what I was looking at. Fundamentals were bullish. The technicals were bullish, and this breakout right before market open was bullish. So yeah, Jeffrey, if you want to have any input as to like why you said it was going to be short, I'm just curious. I want to see what your thought process was to see, like, why did you think it was going to drop? Because it obviously didn't. And I just want to see if it conflicted with my analysis, or if you like saw something different. So other than that, let's see. All right, here's market is now open. Price is starting to push up right here. In order for us to take this trade, we need a strong bullish candle with little to no wick on the top side. Let me go check the fundamentals over here real quick. It's up 190 points. So it looks pretty bullish today. Everything here is entirely green. The entire stock index is completely green right now. So this is a problem with it all. Like, it's literally all green. So there should be no reason for it to be dropping. However, this is going to be risky because this opens the opportunity for manipulation. And the reason for that is because price can easily go, one way or the other if everyone thinks price is going one way. So looking at this right here, we need little to no wick on top. If there's a wick on top, we're not going to take the trade. Huge wick right there, which shouldn't be even coming up because looking at the stock index, it's entirely green. So there's no reason for price to be going down at all, but it is going down right here. Obviously, you guys can see this is huge manipulation right here. So as you can see, price is starting to drop right here, right? It's super heavily, but if you look at the actual index, it's all green. There's not one red stock. So there's no reason for it to be coming down at all. But yeah, we need to wait. If we want to take this breakout, we need to take it with little to no wick on the top side. So just something for us to follow. So we'll just follow through and we'll see what goes on from here. But it is at this London high right here. So I'm not really going to, damn, this thing is pushing up super heavy. I'm thinking about taking a speculative buy, maybe a smaller lot size, and then just riding it because this thing is moving pretty crazy right now. Let me check this real quick. Let me update. What it's 210 points in the green, completely green right here. There's one red stock now, Salesforce, but it's not very red at all. So I'm gonna mark this up right here for whoever wants to take it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to take it with maybe a smaller lot size, or maybe I'll wait. So I'm not gonna take it just yet. Yeah, this thing pushed up super heavy. So I'm not really. Let me just check real quick. I think I might just take this for a partial move, but I'm not going to take the actual. I'll mark it up right here for you guys. The reason why I'm not like inclined to take it right now because of how price is currently moving, but I'll take a smaller move. I'll just try to take a speculative buy, and then I'm probably going to get out early if if that becomes the case here. So let me just mark this up right here. I'm going to mark this up as the TP1. So if you guys want to take it at your own risk. I think this is going to be risky because price is going to have to retrace back at some point. So this is going to be TP1. And this is going to be full TP over here. Yeah, so I do think this is going to be a really risky trade. So just take it at your own risk, guys. The reason why I think it's going to be super risky is because of how price has moved already. It's moved way too up already, and it's going to have to retrace back at some point. And with the index like this, like I just mentioned from the beginning, just remember, take this trade at your own risk, guys. If you guys want to take it, feel free. If not, then just hold off and just don't trade today, because looking at the index over here, it's completely green. And when the index is like this, where it's completely green, it leaves room for manipulation, because if everyone sees that it's all green like this, everyone's going to buy, right? Everyone just rushes to that buy. And when people rush to a buy like that, they'll manipulate price to go up and down, right? So that's something to keep in mind if you guys are wondering, because if everyone thinks it's guaranteed to go in one direction, everyone just hops in. Market makers just drop price to stop people out, and then as soon as they stop people out, they just shoot it all the way back up, like after they stop everyone out. So expect a lot of manipulation today because everything is just so one-sided. And just looking at the index right here, there's like no reason for it to be dropping. That's how we can determine that it's being manipulated, because looking at current price here, if you see an index that's completely green, the index should be going up. It should not be going down at all. But if it does go down, that gives you an indication that maybe price is being manipulated one way or the other. Because the index right here is up 200 points. So if the index is that strong right now, it should not be pulling back at all, especially this right here. Let's see how far this pullback was. This thing pulled back like, pulled back like 400 pips, which is a huge pullback. So guys, hopefully you guys listened and didn't hop into this, because like I mentioned, it did exactly what I was mentioning, right? I was waiting for it to possibly pull back and then hopefully hop into the trade for a discount. I might hop in at some point down here. Let's see. I might even take a smaller lot size and just let it ride. Because the thing with this is that I can probably catch like 1,000 pips at this point. So exactly what I warned about earlier is exactly what happened. It came down and then now it's starting to shoot right back up. Because now it's rejected off this point. And then if you guys want to get in for a discount here, you can get in for like minimal risk. You can literally hop in And then if it goes lower, you can just pull out for like a small loss. Or if you ride this all the way back up, you can make way more profit off that too. So something to keep in mind. Or if you guys want to mess around with it, just take a smaller lot size. Take a half lot size and take a lot, or take a different lot size, and then just let it run, right? Because you're reaching a bigger move now. Because usually if you enter from up here, you're going to be at like 500 pip move, right? But if you're entering from down here, you're going to get like 1,000 pip move, because you can take the entire move all the way up. So if you guys listen to me, this is what I like. If you guys remember last Friday, I told you guys not to take the trade, but a lot of people took the trade and then they had a loss. And I told you guys how risky it was. It's the same situation again today. Same thing, just different day. So let's see if there's anything else here to look at as we continue. Let's see. I'm just watching it. It's just interesting to watch it to see how it's moving, because there is a wick on the bottom side. So I'm wondering if it's going to swing all the way back up from here. Because usually when you start to get bigger wicks, it's like indicating that it's going to possibly swing all the way back up to the other side. But you can see right here, it dropped how many points or pips? It dropped well over 1,000 pips right here. And the thing with that is that once it drops 1,000 pips like that, it's going to have to swing. But it's crazy. You guys can see how big the drop was right here. That was a huge drop. But all the stocks here are entirely green. Like it makes 0 sense for it to be dropping like that. And look at the news right here. The news right here is breaking news. It says Dow stages comeback. And then it says, like, they're saying that it's coming back. However, it's doing the complete opposite. It's dropping all the way down. So this is something for you guys to watch out for, right? Riga, I took a really small one. I took a 0.01. So I'm not even like, I was just playing around with the position. I didn't even take it as a real position. So, yeah, I have to let it run, because literally I'm taking 0.01. So I'm only risking like pennies at this thing. I was just playing around with it. Like I mentioned before, I said I was just gonna play around with it and see how it plays, how it moves. And I didn't even decide, like I could let this run forever and then just let it swing back up and it'll be completely fine, because it's just, it's a 0.01. It's like a penny lot for my account. Yeah, this is why, you guys got to listen. Like, this is the same thing that happened last week. I told you guys not to take a trade, and then some of you guys decided to take it. And I even said to take a really small lot size. So Riga, I mean, that was a big mistake on your end, because you said they literally took months of profits. If you listened and you did what I said, it did exactly what I mentioned, right? I said price was going to go up, it's going to come down, and then it'll probably swing all the way back up. And look at this big wick right here. It's probably coming all the way back up from this point. So maybe I'll stack on a bigger position and then just ride it all the way back up. Because the thing is, if you look at the end of what's it called, the index over here, it's still all green. There's a couple red stocks right now, but not really that much. There's like 4 red stocks, but they're barely anything. So looking at this right here, this is I mean, it's completely green still. If you look at over here at the average is 120 points. So it's probably going to swing back up, but who knows? You just don't know when it's going to swing back up. So let me just delete all this stuff right here so you guys aren't like following that specific move. We'll just be looking for a possible swing back to the upside. So let's see this over. Yeah, Dean over here too. So Dean said took a 0.01 just to see. So Dean did exactly what I did. I knew today was going to be risky because the same exact thing happened yesterday, last week. Last Friday, same exact thing. Price came up and then it came all the way back down because we took that sell last week, right? So like I mentioned, this was an at your risk trade. I didn't recommend anyone take it, but you guys can see this is clear manipulation. So if you guys have been following for the past couple minutes, because market just opened 10 minutes ago, this entire index was completely green. This was green with no red stock in sight. And then all of a sudden, price just came all the way back down, right? So something to just keep in mind. Oh no, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm glad that you can take the trade. So 100%, I'm glad that you that you didn't take the trade. So I'm relieved that you didn't take it, Riga, because I would have felt so bad for you if you lost profits off this trade. Because, you know, like I mentioned, because Riga right now, he just said, no, I wasn't in the trade, Shawn. Today was a no-go for me. I'm happy with it. Almost FOMO'd in. Exactly, right? Because the people who do FOMO in, even though I tell people not to take the trade, they still take it, and they take it a full lot size, even when I say to take a small lot size. And what happens is they blow their entire account. So if you guys listened and didn't FOMO into this trade, like I mentioned, then you guys should be completely fine. But looking at this right here, huge wicks off the bottom side, it might be shooting all the way back up from this point. So if you guys want to play around with it, just play around with the small lot size, but I don't recommend taking a full lot size. John said, how do you avoid this? You avoid it by not taking the trade. Simple. You just don't trade. Like if I say not to take a trade, then don't take the trade. That's how you avoid it. I don't know how else to warn you guys, because from the beginning of this trade right here, I did mention that it was risky, that you shouldn't take it, that because this is usually what happens when everything is going one-sided. Like for example, if everything is going right here, so if everything is all green, that's a red flag. That makes the trade even riskier. A lot of people think of it opposite, right? If you see it all green, everyone thinks, oh, this is for sure going to go up, and everyone just hops, you know, they put their whole account into it. But you guys have to think of it from a psychological perspective. If everything's green here, you got to think about what the market makers are thinking. If the market makers trick people to think that it's all green, then what happens is a lot of retail traders hop into the buy, and then the market makers just do the complete opposite, and then they just spike everyone out. That's pretty much how the market moves from here. But it's still like not that far from open. So like the market opened right here at 6:30. Let me go ahead and just mark this up right here. Yeah, so well, I mean, it's like right down the opposite way now. So from this point right there, yeah, Riga said Friday is manipulation. It's huge manipulation on Friday. I've seen a lot of people blow their accounts on Friday. Like they make a ton of profits all throughout the week, and then Friday they just blow everything. And that's something that I'm trying to warn you guys about, right? Because a lot of people think they have to trade every single day. They think they have to trade 24 hours a day, but you guys don't. It's better for you guys to just sit out the market and just wait. Because if you guys hop into a trade like that, you know, that could be the end of your account just because you wanted to make a little more profit on Friday. So something to keep in mind, guys. Let me check this real quick. Let's see, it's 6:43 right now. I'm gonna see if we can catch some scalps. Let's turn all this stuff on right here. Looks like we might have some pending. Let's delete all this stuff over here. And this thing is still dropping. That's crazy, right? So you guys have seen my analysis from all morning. It was supposed to be bullish because looking at the index over here, it's still pretty green. Even with the market completely green like this, it's still dropping like super heavily. Right over here. And that's crazy. Yeah, no, exactly. Abraham's a crazy drop, but I'm glad I caught a low lot. Yeah, so guys, on Fridays, I mean, this is why I don't usually trade on Fridays. I just analyze the market for you guys, and then we see where it's at. Luckily, I only took a 0.01, so I can probably just, you know, I can probably just hold on to it because it's eventually going to come back up. So here's the thing, guys. The thing with US 30 is that it's a directional asset. So looking at US 30 over here, even though it drops like super far like that, eventually it's going to swing back up. But I'm probably just going to have to take a loss because on my funded account for FTMO, it's I can't hold trades over the weekend. So even though it's a penny lot and I can literally hold on to it like forever and just let it come right back up eventually, I'm probably just going to have to take a loss. I probably lost like maybe 10 bucks off this trade, maybe a little more, 10 or 20 bucks because it's a one lot. I mean, not a one lot, a 0.01 lot. So it's only pennies. So it might just be $1 or $2 that I would have risked off this trade. So guys, the thing is, if you guys ever want to play around with the market, just use a 0.01. So it's a penny lot. Instead of you like losing hundreds or thousands of dollars, you will only be risking pennies, if not a few dollars at max. And that'll keep you in the game. So if you guys are like, you know, because I know some of you guys just feel like you guys need to take every single trade every single day. If you guys have that urge, just take a smaller lot size so that you guys can play around with it. Let's see this over here. Let's see. Angel said weekly candle and RSI is very bearish. So let me go check this real quick and see where the weekly is. Weekly is Yeah, that candle is really bearish, but it's also bouncing off the pivot right here. So it might just bounce back up right from that point, Angel, because you guys can see right here, if you look at US 30 on the weekly, you know, like I mentioned, it's a directional asset. So eventually it just comes right back up. That's just how the market moves, right? And yeah, I mean, just looking at this here, it can just bounce off there because you can see every other situation where price does come down and touches the pivot. Like for example, here touches the pivot, bounces right back up, touches the pivot, bounces right back up, right? It's the same situation like almost every so often. The drops over here happened during COVID. So you can see this was February 2020. But when market came back to normal over here, every time it comes down and touches the pivot, it just swings back up. Touches the pivot, bounces back up, touches the pivot, bounces back up, et cetera, et cetera. Every time it touches the pivot right there. Let me see this over here. Other than that, let's see. Riga said, Shawn, question, why didn't you anticipate for a sell after the break? I did. So from the beginning, I was mentioning that was going to be a big pullback, Riga, remember? So from the breakout over here, so I'll just go back over here to 630. So I'll just show you, I'll go over my same analysis. If you guys want to go back and rewatch what I said earlier, exactly what I said during this time played out exactly what I was anticipating, right? So for example, right here, we go, price was going up. And as price was going up, let me just let that. Okay, so price was coming up right here, right? If you guys go and rewind the replay, price was going up. I said, you know, we're looking out for this London high right here. I said price could probably reject off this London high and then come all the way back down. And I was looking at the stock index over here. The stock index was completely green. So I said, I was warning you guys not to take the trade because it's probably going to retrace back down. Because I said it kept pushing up way too high, right? I said it was pushing way too high. And then as it pushed up higher over here, this is where I marked it up. And I was like, if you guys want to take it, but it's an at your risk trade. But price is probably going to retrace back down. And then from this point, what happened? It retraced back down all the way down here. So I did anticipate this to happen. And that's pretty much what I warned you guys about. That's why I said not to take the trade right away, because it's probably going to retrace back down. You could probably get in for a discount, which if you did, it's still down here. So you can see from this point, it came to the London high over here, and then now it came right back down to the London low. So from this point, this is where price might just bounce, just like it did up here. It bounced off the London high, and now it's bouncing off the London low. So it's pretty much the same thing both ways. Justin, you guys said if there is possible 10 minutes night. Let me check real quick. Letting this load right now, Justin. Hold up 1 second. So no snipe right here because so the reason for that, Justin, is because we need to have here. I'll put the requirements up here for the snipe. We need a momentum signal for a sell. So if this closes with the sell signal right here, then yeah, it could be a snipe. But there's no sell signal yet. So looking at the requirements here, requirement number 1, wick rejection off the K2 pivot. So we do have the rejection right here. Second requirement, confirm wick rejection off the K2 SR zone. We have the rejection right there too. So that's requirement 1 and 2. Requirement number 3, confirm wick rejection off K2 pivot doesn't touch the candle body. So right here, it's not touching the candle body, which is completely fine. The last requirement would be that momentum signal that we're waiting for right here, Justin. So if this closes right here, then yeah, it could possibly be a snipe entry. However, I think it's going to be risky because prices just move too much. Usually when it's a big candle like this, it's going to have some sort of retracement. And the problem with this retracement here is that it's going to be less than the candle. So if it was, so say for example, if we were taking like this right here, right? And like the retracement would be bigger than the candle, that'd be cool. But the problem with this right here is that the retracement could go, you know, past the candle. Like usually if it moves like this super heavily, it can come back, retrace to the opening of that candle, and then it'll come back down. So I would consider it risky, but this is, you know, like you mentioned, it is a valid snipe entry if you wanted to take it, but I wouldn't take it myself. Usually when there's a big candle like this, it has to have some sort of retracement. So you can see right here, look at this candle right here. So I'll just zoom into this red candle, big candle, right? This candle is bigger than everything else over here. Big candle that comes down and then it retraces all the way back up before it comes right back down. So I personally wouldn't take it. You can just, if you guys are always curious about like how price moves, you guys just go back and look at previous data, right? So just looking at this right here, same situation, looking at this one candle right here, right? So this candle right here, let me just change its color so it's easier to see. So looking at this red candle, you can see price comes over here. It's a huge drop. It's way bigger than all these candles right here. So it literally engulfs all of these candles right here. And then it just retraces all the way back up. So it's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, it would be a valid entry, but you just want to make sure that you're covering all points, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then it becomes too risky and then you get upset that you took a risky trade. So if you wanted to take this, you could have taken it with a smaller lot size, but I'll just keep an alert there because I know you like taking risky trades, Justin. So if you took that trade there, you might have taken it yourself. I wouldn't take it because you know how I trade, I'm very conservative, but a lot of you guys here like taking risky trades. So if you didn't want to take it, that's completely fine too. But we'll just keep, I'll keep an alert there. So if it does hit, for whoever did take the trade, we can give you guys an update. Looks like it's about to hit. That's a huge candle right there. Yeah, I want to look at the index. The index is crazy because the index is still green over here. Well, it's starting to shift, but it's still pretty much, now it's half and half. So it's in, there you go, full TP off that. Justin, did you take the trade? I'm wondering if you took it. There you go, full TP off that snipe. Nice. Yeah, Justin. So hopefully you took that trade. I'll give you guys a little update here because we did catch that before it did go in. So whoever wanted to take it, you guys had the opportunity to. But I'll give you guys like the little update in the group because it looks like some of you guys might have taken it. Let's see, snipe right here. And I'm glad I didn't trade today. Well, I mean, I took that little like that baby 0.01 lot, but it wasn't really a trade, because I didn't really risk much. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't trade today, because if I traded today, man, today would have been horrible for me if I did trade today, because the way that the market's moving right now is like it's super irregular. So let's see. Eric over here said that he took the sell a couple times. So yeah, Eric said he took the sell a few times. Nice, Eric. So you took in a profit of about 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, about 5,000 here. So definitely great work right there, Eric. Eric took the sell right there when he saw it reverse on that point. Scammer. Yeah, guys. So looking at this right here, so Tim over here just sent like he got this like scam message from this person asking for Bitcoin. Guys, just another reminder. I try to remind you guys as much as possible. I'm never going to ask you guys for a Bitcoin payment, and it's it's clearly a scam. So just just read the message. It's obviously a scam message. Like I don't even use a robot arm, bro. I never use a robot arm emoji, so it literally makes no sense. And now that he's heard that he's probably on this live session right now, this scammer. Now that I've said that we don't use a robot arm emoji, he's gonna go back to the human arm emoji. Man, this guy's like, I think it's funny. This that scammer. When I first changed my name over here, because I changed my name to I'll never message you. So it's let me see where it's at over here. Yeah, my name is sorry, I don't even see it on here. Mine is Shawn K2. I'll never message you first. That scammer changed his name to I'll never message you first, but his spelling was wrong. And then he started messaging people first. So obviously that's not me, guys, because I'll never message you guys first. Justin over here actually took that sell. So the sell that we were just talking about, this 10-minute, Justin took it and he locked in a nice 855 off that sell right there. He also took the buy and then he closed it out with profit early. So he took that buy, took it for profit, and he took the sell. And then he made a profit off of that too for close to 1,000 for the day. So definitely nice work right there, Justin. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else over here. Let's see if there's anything else. Justin said he got scared. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, no, exactly, Kip. It met the entry right there. So it's It's sorry guys, let me just check this real quick over here. I was trying to see what Josh made. So Josh kind of went back and forth over here. Josh is kind of playing around with his account too. He had a couple losses from the beginning, but then he made it all back right here. So definitely nice work right there, Josh. He had a couple losses here. He took a sell, he took another sell, took a buy, took another buy, and then he took the rest of the sells here when we identified price was starting to swing, and then he caught those trades in that direction. So looks good for the most part right there. Joe's asking, what do you think about Hanko Trade Broker? I've never heard of Hanko Trade Broker before. Joe, I don't know. That sounds kind of like a scam. Actually. Honestly, I don't know. I've never heard of Hanko Trade Broker. Let me see. I just Googled it right now. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know. Just looking at this broker right here, I mean, this broker doesn't really look very legit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people use like these like smaller brokers, because most of the time they're not really legit. Obviously, if they have a promotional offer, it's usually not a good broker, because you know they're a new broker. They're trying to you know, lure in new traders. So if they have promotional offers, they're usually not a good broker. So I have no opinion on Hanko Trade, but just looking at this website over here, it doesn't really look like a legit website to me. And the reason for that is because they're using stock photos, right? Like these are all stock photos right here. You guys can get these photos for free. Just put them on your website. Same with this stuff right here. You can like Google these images and just put them on your chart. I mean, put them on your website. So, you know, just looking at the website, it looks like a red flag. Also, because they accept Bitcoin. And obviously, it's an unregulated broker. Looking at, let's see where the location is. They don't even have a location on here. I'm sure this is something like it's located in a small island somewhere, like somewhere in the Bahamas or something like that. So I don't know. I would never recommend Hango Trade. I mean, just use a normal broker. There's no need to. I still don't understand why people go to like smaller brokers like that when you have like so many other options. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend you use them, Joe. All right, back to the chart over here. Price is kind of just going back and forth at this point. So if you guys do want to take some sells, looks like we can possibly take some sells if we get anything. If we get a retracement and then a swing back down, we could possibly get into some trades. However, I just don't have anything to take right now. So if you guys have questions, you know, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and then I can answer any questions for you guys. But for the most part, I just don't have anything to really take right now. So let's see. Yeah, let me just go here real quick. So everything looks like a sell now at this point, but looking over here at the fundamentals, let me just update this. It's right down the middle. It's still up 7 points right now. It's not very high, or it's not very low at all. So just looking over here at the fundamentals, price is kind of just now down the middle. So you guys can see from this morning, it was all green. Now it's kind of just right half and half. It's half green, half red. The actual index over here for the average is only up 8 points. Looking at the futures data over here, futures data is now currently up 82 points or 74 points. Looking over here at retail sentiment hasn't really changed that much. So as you guys can see right here, there wasn't that many retail traders even in the market today, because the numbers here didn't change at all. It's been at 51% from this morning, and it was at 51% now. So just looking at this right here, those big moves in the market were not made by retail traders. Like these moves right here were just made by they were made by the market makers and institution. It looks like they tried to lure in traders one way or the other, right? So they pushed price up, they tried to lure in some traders for the buy side, and then they spike price down and they try to lure traders into the sell side. But it doesn't look like anyone like bid on. People understand that the market is kind of manipulated right now, so they just sat out the market because this number hasn't changed since open. You can see it's slightly starting to change right now. People are trying to buy the dip, so it went from 51% to 52%. And this just shows you that, people are starting to possibly buy the dip, because US 30 is a, like I mentioned, it's a directional asset where it goes up most of the time. So a lot of people are trying to buy the dip right now. However, price hasn't really pushed one way or the other. Price is actually it's still dropping. So it's still dropping right there, as people increase their long positions. So yeah, for me personally, I don't think I'm going to trade today. It's already 7 o'clock. It's not really much for me to look at this point. If you guys have questions, put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll probably just round the session early, because if I'm not going to trade, there's no point in me being on the session. Also, if I stay on the session, I'm going to be tempted to enter trades that I know are going to be risky. So that's the main reason why I get off the session. I know myself, guys. Like for you guys too, you guys have to know how you guys trade. If you guys are gamblers and you guys, get lured into trades, like risky trades, it's probably best for you guys to just log off. Because if you guys sit at your computer all day or at your screen or wherever you guys are trading, if you see something good, you're probably gonna hop into the trade and you're probably gonna take a really risky trade that might be a loss. So my advice to you guys is understand how you guys act as a trader, because trade psychology is like the main thing that that bogs people down, right? Because I've seen a lot of people where they trade with me in the morning, they make a lot of profit with me in the morning, then they trade at night and they lose all the profits. And then they come back in the morning and then they make profits back and they do the same thing over and over again. So they never make any actual profit, because they win some in the morning, they lose some at night, win some in the morning, lose some at night. And if they would just stop trading at night and just trade with me in the morning, they would just keep stacking up those profits and they would just keep adding up over and over again. So that's something to just keep in mind, guys. A lot of people don't understand that, right? They have that gambling mindset where they think they have to trade all day. Yeah, exactly. John said Fridays are crazy. Yeah, John, you were here last Friday too, right? When the market did the same thing, but it didn't do it this quickly. So what happened last Friday was we were looking for a sell, and then price did the same. Well, actually, did the same exact thing. So let me just go to last Friday over here. What was last Friday? Last Friday was like the 7th, I think. Because it actually did the same exact thing, because we were looking for a sell last Friday, and then price just ended up doing the complete opposite. But then it came all the way back down. So I think it was like, okay, so right here on the 3rd. So again, same situation right here on the I can't remember what day was that Friday. Let me see. Yeah, it was on the 3rd actually. So right here. So I actually did the same exact thing that it did today. Well, not the same exact thing, but something really similar. So same thing right here, 6:30. You can see price came up because we were looking for a sell on that day, right? We were looking for a sell. Price came up, and then it came all the way back down. Looking at today, same exact thing, right? Price came up, and then it came all the way back down. So Friday, you guys can see that obviously on Friday, there's a lot of manipulation that happens, because the same exact thing happened last Friday on September 3rd. So price came up, we were looking for a sell, and then it came all the way back down. So it would have hit the TP, if we took that sell or whatever. Same exact pattern. I mean, for this, it just came right back up after that, and then it shot all the way back up this way. Looking at current price right now, it's currently at the Asia low from yesterday. So we'll see what happens from this point. I mean, price might just bounce right back up from here, but there's really no guarantee that it's going to happen like that. We won't know until it actually plays out. Riga said, Shawn, PL of those people is like how down moved today, slowly up then sharp down. No, exactly, 100% Riga. So, what I was like, it's the same thing that I remind you guys every day. You guys just have to understand like where you guys are suffering your losses. Like for me, I rarely lose here when I trade, and I trade live with you guys every morning. So you guys do see like how I trade, right? There's no there's no getting around it. You guys see how I trade every morning. I only trade from 6:30 to 8, and I rarely lose because I know what's the best time to trade. If you guys are losing and you guys aren't very profitable, or if you guys are like, at break even, you guys have to understand like when are you guys having losses? If it helps, maybe it's better for you guys to document your trades. If you guys would journal your trades, you can figure out what time do you guys lose trades. So if you guys are always losing trades at night, then it's probably best for you to stop trading at night. Or if you lose trades only when you take risky trades where I say not to take them, then maybe it's a hint for you not to take those trades anymore. So I'm here to help you guys out. I've been in you guys' position before where I wasn't profitable in the very beginning, but then once I started to figure out and pinpoint where I was doing wrong, I was able to change that completely and become consistently profitable. So if you guys have questions, if you guys have any questions about any of the K2 strategies, about FTMO, about risk management, about trade psychology, about anything really, just put them in the chat and I can help you guys out. Because the thing is, I've been trading for a long time and I have like I can give you guys tips and hints or whatever you guys need help with to get better at your trading. But the thing is, I can't help you unless you guys ask the questions. So I have a lot of knowledge here to give out to you guys, but the thing is, if nobody asks any questions, I can't give you guys any knowledge, right? So, there's no need for you guys to be scared, be shy to ask questions. I'm here to help you guys out because you guys have seen everyone's profits here. So if you look at everyone's profits here, so let's see, Tim over here locked in, some nice profit. Tim locked in about 100, 200, 300, 400, about 500 here. So nice work, Kim. Tim, sorry, bro. I called you Kim. Tim locked in about 500-ish. Albert over here locked in a total of 2,068. Nice work, Albert. So as you guys can see here, even though I didn't take any trades, a lot of people here still locked in a lot of profit. Kip here as well, locked in 17,000. So here's the thing, guys. Like if you guys see people in K2 locking in profits every day, there's no reason for you guys not to be locking in these kind of profits. So let me see if there's anything else. So Angela over here too. Angela just sent her profits in, locked in 818. So definitely great work right there, Angela. Other than that, let me see. So I'll go over here to the saved profits. If you guys look at our profits for this entire year and last year as well, there hasn't been one day where not one person in K2 has been profiting. So, there's always going to be someone in the group that's doing something right if they're following directions. So if you guys aren't profitable and you guys see the same people, like if you see Angela here, she's posting her profits every single day and she's been profitable for the past, I don't know how many months or years now. Same with Kip over here. He posts his profits every day. And the reason why these people are good is because these guys actually master the strategy and they actually ask questions to get help when they need it. So, I'm here to help you guys out, but I can't help you guys out unless you guys ask the questions. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Let's see. Clyde said, I'm glad I only oh yeah, no, definitely. Dean said, I know for sure some people just slap 10 lots every time. No, exactly, Dean. And that's, whenever I take a trade, if I tell you guys to use a half lot size or to just, take a speculative trade, that means to take a small trade, like a small lot size so that you guys can just hold on to it and watch how it plays out. Sometimes I'll tell people to take, a very small lot size and some people still slap a 10 lot on there, just like Dean said. And then they end up losing a lot of profit and they get upset because they didn't listen to the directions. So, main key is just following directions, guys. If you guys follow directions, you guys should be, fine with whatever you decide to do. Kip said, hasta de lunes, amigos. Time for the weekend. I'm out for the day. So nice. Definitely, Kip. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. I'm not sure if you have work today. You're probably just gonna go, surfing with your dog. I'm actually gonna go play golf after this. So I'm gonna probably get off this live session in a few minutes. If you guys have questions, just let me know. I have a tea time at 9, so I gotta get to the golf course in a bit. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I'll be logging off. I don't see any other questions here. Let me see. John said, I'm ready for the daily US 30. I love mechanical strats. Don't really feel like feeling FOMO. When exactly will that be coming back? We really don't know, John. It's fall already. So maybe like end of September or mid-September. You guys can see right here that the market's starting to move, right? Oh, so here's another example. So I'm going to give you guys another example. So I'm going to turn this off right here. Before I log off, I'm going to show you guys the strategy that we used to use before. This is the strategy that John's talking about. So this is the K2 daily US 30 strategy. And if you guys want to watch this, there's a video of this on the actual on the YouTube. So this is going to be the original strategy that we used to use in the fall and winter. So first, you just want to look for entries after New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. Two, you want to confirm the first valid. So this strategy actually works. It worked today, John, if you wanted to take it. Valid K2 momentum signal. And then after that, enter on the open of the following candle. And this is a bigger move. So for this, you got to take a way smaller lot size. Like this isn't the normal lot size that we take for the scalps, because this isn't a scalp trade. This is an intraday trade. So for fourth, you want to use fixed fixed TP stop loss of 1500 pips. And I'm going to save this so that you guys can K2 daily US 30. All right, save that right there. So looking at this right here, guys, let me just go over here. So the only indicator that we really use for this is going to be the momentum indicator. So the first requirement, you want to look for entries after, or entry, it's not entries, it's just entry. Because it's just one entry, it's an intraday strategy. Daily US 30. I'll just put that. Let me just resave it as a daily US 30. So this strategy we used to use a lot. Before I introduce the I don't even remember what I called it. Before I introduce the scalp strategies to you guys, this is what we used to use every single day. This is the only strategy we use for US 30, but then when the market slowed down, we had to switch to scalping. So the K2 daily US 30. So looking at this right here, John, first you just want to look for entries after the New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 open. Sorry, we haven't applied the strategy in so long, so I have to keep updating the requirements here. Save that. All right, so I'm going to mark up 6:30 right here. So this is when the market opened at 6:30. So you look for entry after New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 right here. You confirm the first valid K2 momentum signal. So after this time right here, you're looking for the first buy or sell signal that's valid. So if it's a sell signal, it has to have a red candle within it. If it's a buy signal, it has to have a green candle within it. Right here is a red sell signal with a red candle within it. So this is going to be the first valid signal. With that said, you enter on the open of the following candle. So you enter a short position right here. And then you set it to 150 pips or 1,500 pips, which is 150 points. And I'll save this as K2 daily US 30. So once you have this lined up right there, that's pretty much it. This is like one of the easiest US 30 strategies that we apply. You just let it run. And it's still currently running right now. So, and there's no drawdown. So it's currently in profit. At this point, I would have moved my stop loss in profit down here. So like somewhere in profit. And then, you know, if you measured it from here, you'd currently be in profit about 1,200 pips. So this, I mean, this is the original strategy that we used to use before. The reason we stopped using this is because volatility dies down during the summer. But now that we're entering fall, volatility is starting to pick up again. So this strategy is currently running right now. I'm not going to enter this trade because it is Friday. I usually don't even apply this on Friday, but during the week, it works pretty smoothly. So other than that, I think that's it. Let me answer. There's a couple other questions here from Henry. Henry said, if you cannot always trade in the morning, how do you trade the opening only in the London trade time? So, I mean, the strategy is not meant for London, Henry. I mean, you can use it. Other people use it themselves. They use it for a London asset. They don't necessarily use it for US 30 because US 30 is a US asset. So you trade this during New York session. If you want to trade during London, you can trade a European asset. You can trade the DAX 30. You can trade the UK 100. But the strategy isn't necessarily meant for those assets. So the thing is, other people have used it themselves, and it works. But I haven't used it myself, so I can't recommend it to you. If you want to, ask more about London session, you can ask in the group, Henry, and whoever uses it during those sessions can help you with that. But I personally don't trade London session, so I can't tell you what's the best TP stop loss, and I can't tell you what's the best asset to trade because I don't do it myself, so I can't really give you any answers for that. Thanks, Lisa. Lisa said, thanks, Shawn. Enjoy your weekend. Lillian's asking, how do you enter multiple TP on MT4? I mean, you just set two different TPs, or you just set an opposite position for it. I don't use multiple TPs, so I'm not sure. Like, you might want to ask in the group too, Lillian, because I don't do that myself. I only use one position. I don't recommend you do multiple positions because I've seen a lot of people where they do multiple positions and they forget about them. So that becomes risky if you take multiple positions, because you might think that you close out your entire position, but you only close out half of it. And then you end up, your other half position just ends up going, the complete opposite, and you never close it. So I don't recommend you do multiple positions unless you know what you're doing. But I mean, right now your question like just shows that you don't really know what you're doing right with that. So what I would do is try it on demo. So what you can do is you can open your position and then you just put half sizes of each other position in the opposite direction. So say, for example, if you have a one lot for a sell, if you want to go the opposite way, you just take a half lot, so a 0.5 for a buy, and then it'll close out half of your position. But I don't recommend you do that because I've seen a lot of people blow accounts because they'll close out half the position. They totally forget that they have one position still running. And then they come back like a day later and their account's blown because they forgot to close it out. So just something to keep in mind, Lynn. I would just use one position. That's what I do myself. So that's something that you might want to just, keep in mind. Let's see. I think we have one other question. Abraham said, any tips on trading off US breakout? I mean, the same tips that I've been giving you guys, Abraham. The best tips that you can use is to have as many confirmations as possible. Like today, we didn't have a confirmation for the retail sentiment, so that's why it was a bit of a risky trade. And same with the technicals, right? From the beginning of the session, there wasn't really much of a one-sided move. So that's why we didn't really have a strong technical bias. The only bias that we had was the fundamentals, but that was also iffy because it was all one-sided. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind. But there's not really much to it, Abraham. It's just, the more confirmations, the better. That's the only thing that I can really tell you, because that's all that you can really use to confirm it. Randy's asking if the daily US 30 is based off the 10-minute. Yeah, it's based off the 10-minute. If you go to the, just go to the YouTube channel. If you go on the YouTube channel, you can find the video on there, Randy. So go over here to the YouTube channel, and then it's right here. It's a K2 daily US 30 strategy. That's like one there. And then if you look on the free group, it's also posted here as well. So we just type in US 30 daily. There's like videos here that you can find, or just message me and I can give it to you. I mean, here, I can send it to you on here. Let me see if I have the video on here, the link for it. Because I do have the link here. Let's see. See how I can find it. All right, so let me just get this link right here. I'm gonna send it in the Zoom. So Randy, if you want to look at it, it's gonna be right over here. Yeah, no, exactly, Randy. So, oh, sorry, Henry, I said that to you. Let me send this to the rest of the group. All right, Randy, so just click on that video right there. It's gonna show you like an example of how the strategy works. It's like a live session that we had back in, I think, January when we were still applying it. And I gave the rundown there. So if you guys want to look at that, I'll just put it here in the group as well. Right there. Yeah, no problem, Randy. I'm glad to help you with that. As the market starts to pick up, it's going to be something that you might want to start applying because you can make a lot of profit off that trade. We used to make like a ton of profit just trading that once a day. And if we mix that with the breakout, and you can make a ton of profit both ways, like basically make double the profit from breakout plus the daily plus the scalps. Other than that, let's see. John's asking if I still trade Forex. Yeah, I do, whenever I see it. Joe's asking if the Dow's still going to drop. It's Friday, so I don't think it's going to drop. I mean, it'll probably keep dropping slightly, but I don't think it's going to drop that much. It's going to have to swing back up. So I don't think, you guys can see right here from current price, it's just going sideways now. It's not even moving directional. So I don't think it's going to continue dropping, Joe. I mean, it might drop a little bit, but I don't think it's going to keep dropping like it did over here. It's going to have to swing back up eventually. Because US 30 doesn't just drop like that forever. It goes the opposite. Riga's asking what's the blue color above the time. Thanks, John. Yeah, that just means that the trend is neutral. Last question from Scott, from Kenny. Kenny's asking how much startup would I need to start an Xtml account? I mean, each account costs different, Kenny. So if you go on the website, here, let me just give you the website for that. I don't know if this link still works. This link used to give a discount, but this was like last year, so I'm not sure if it still works. I'll just put this right here, Kenny. All right, cool. Yeah, no problem, Joe. So yeah, guys, have a great weekend. What I recommend is don't trade for the rest of the day. It's 7:21 right now. I know there's not much news this morning, but it is Friday, so the market is going to close in about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in about 6 hours. So if you're trading in the next 6 hours, market volatility is probably just going to die down. It's just going to be very slow. So what we can do is just just call it a day, and I'll catch you guys back here on Monday on market reopen, and then we'll just we'll go back to what we normally do. Hopefully the market starts moving a lot smoother. Let me see if there's any news right now. Yeah, I don't really see any news, so I don't really see anything. Let me check for next week. I just want to make sure that we're not. Yeah, there's not really much news next week either. So next week might be a nice smooth week for us. But other than that, I mean, have a great rest of your week, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys back here next Monday on market reopen. So see you guys on Monday, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I'm going to be away for like the next 4 hours because I'm going to go play golf right now. I'll see you guys